Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. The leaks are saying big content is coming in these next few days on FC26, but it's not just Christmas and winter wildcards that we're talking about. We're especially mentioning the season pass. Of course, we've heard about the 2 playstyle plus evolutions that are going to be a part of this, and maybe even 2 playstyle plus players, but one of the silver cards that is leaked to be dropping soon might be the scariest leak of them all because of that card going into evolutions. Like a lot of the silver icons have been getting boosted recently, we might have some insane players incoming. Specifically, one card might be getting really crazy. We have a bunch of leaks to look at though today, guys, including SBCs for today, leaks for the next promo after winter wildcards, which is still over 10 days away, all because EA is on holiday break. That's why we have the leaks early. And also today, we have to talk about the market, a very important market message for you guys. We do not want to trade, and we want to be very careful with winter wildcards on the market because a lot of people are getting banned. And if you've gotten banned, I have some tips and tricks to hopefully get people unbanned. But that's a whole discussion for today that is not a very happy one. Let's discuss, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Yesterday on a Monday, we of course had the new Gauntlet released in objectives here. There's actually 3 new types of objectives released yesterday here. We got the qualification points for playing the Gauntlet or playing the daily tournament games. You don't even have to play rivals this week to get your FUT Champs points, to get qualified for that on the weekends. This is once again a very nice touch from EA with all of the gameplay demand that there is right now. So many different places to play. It feels overwhelming sometimes. You don't have to play rivals to get champs points in order to qualify. That is a nice one. Now, of course, yesterday we had day 4 of the Winter Wildcards tournament objective. This one's play 4, assist in 2, score in 3. You get an extra pack out of it. There's still 2,000, only 1,500 today. Never mind. 1,500 SP available from it, but very helpful if you're trying to finish the season pass right now. There's been a good chunk of SP in these daily tournament drops for the objectives there. But most importantly, we had the Ultimate Gauntlet 7 released, including the Marcus Llorente card, which I can't lie, I was very hyped for this card. We talked about it a lot yesterday, and this card is very good with the Incisive Plus, but I was hoping for at least another playstyle to be added to his card, whether it be a passing playstyle or maybe a defending like an intercept, a jockey, or an anticipate. It's tough to play a right back at right back without having any defensive playstyles. He does have inverted wingback plus, false back plus. He's got box to box plus as a CM. I think that's probably the place where you're looking to play this card. Now, only 3-star skills as well, but this is just a guy that you know is going to be good in game. So while it does maybe disappoint in a certain way, this is still a card that we're going to see a lot because it's free for just scoring goals and playing games in the Gauntlet. Now, these Gauntlet rewards are good. Are they the best ever? I don't know. The packs are great. 86 times 3, 83 by 10, and 82 by 10. I don't love the Evos though. Relentless Plus, that's not a huge one. CDM Holding Plus, that's not that great either. But I would still say Gauntlet, for the grind that it is and for the interesting part of the game mode that it is, using the different teams each round, I still think this is the most worth it mode to play in this game because technically all you have to do is play 11 games. So that's less games than a weekend league. If you score in every match, you're getting all of these packs, a couple of evolutions, the Llorente card guaranteed, and if you're able to win 6 out of those 11 games and get a perfect round as a part of that to be the most optimal, right, for a Gauntlet run, you get a bunch of extra bonus packs here. 82 by 10, that's good. 83 by 10 as well. So very nice to have the bonus objective there as a part of Gauntlet. Still very worth playing in my opinion. Now, we mentioned the market movements based on that Llorente card. Even though his card doesn't look that great, there's still a lot of people that are putting him into action. Look at the Diogo Dalot card. He went from 200,000 coins yesterday, 195K, down to 170,000 coins. And maybe some people as well are selling their midfielders. As you see a guy like Matuidi here go from close to 500K being a consistent price yesterday and Monday, now down to 442 right now. I'm not saying that Llorente card really caused a lot of market crashing. I just think maybe a few people are swapping that card out and they're swapping in the Llorente, swapping other cards out for the Llorente from yesterday's content. No new Evos were dropped yesterday as we continue looking through all the SBC content, but we did have our daily double of player SBCs, and it was a really good day of player SBCs. First of all, we have Lewis Hall, the center mid, right back, left back here for Newcastle. This card is good. The price isn't as good. He's got incisive base, whipped pass, block, intercept, press proven, and relentless with the pinged plus. Fullback plus plus on left back and right back with box to box plus plus is a CM. It is a very solid card, 3-star, 4-star as well. The price here is a little much though. 287 rated squads with an inform, maybe a little bit of Premier League tax there for the number 3, of course, counting down 3 days to Christmas for Lewis Hall there. Coming in at a price of 132,000 coins. That one is not the greatest. However, the other player SBC we had yesterday, in my opinion, is the best player SBC so far of this promo of Winter Wildcards because it is super cheap and because, man, he is a good card. Rafael Guerrero, I did this SBC almost instantly yesterday for an 83, 85, and another 85 rated squad. That's coming in at only 50,000 coins right now, according to Footbin. 87% upvoted, as he should be. And I'm currently using him in my Foot Champ squad off the bench because we're trying to get some objectives done to get that silver icon Maradona done as soon as we possibly can. But this card looks fantastic. Tiki Taka plus, 4-star, 4-star. He's got 5 positions. They added center attack and mid to his base gold card. All of these other positions that he has, he's got 4 there, and he's got the cam on his preferred. Very nice card. Stats are incredible. Dribbling is insane. Passing is great. Shooting is very good. Yeah, sure, he's lacking a little bit on the strength, but 99 aggression. Like, that's a crazy boost for his card as well. He has the intercept base, the incisive, the inventive, first touch, and technical. And he's got good rolls with Playmaker plus, attacking wingbacks, okay. Playmaker plus is a CM and a cam, I should mention. That's a very, very good card for 50,000 coins. What an item. That's why I think he's the best. You could say, well, Nate, you did Dino as well. I did Dino. That was for vibes. This is like the best value, must complete for all the positions that he has for future Evo ability, and just for the plug and play that he is right now. You see some Bayern players going up in price like Luis Diaz, 108,000 coins yesterday, up to 127K right now as people build out some teams with that Guerrero card. So GG's EA for dropping a WSBC yesterday for a price there that literally everybody can do, and I would recommend everybody doing it as well. Also, we had the 78 plus player pick that was dropped yesterday in SBCs too. And here's the thing right now. A lot of people, myself included, would say it's not worth doing the 78 plus player pick over what we have with the crafting upgrade pack, because again, why take one player from a 78 plus player pick into your club when you can do almost the exact same SBC and take all 3 players from a 78 by 3, which is the pack that the crafting upgrade pack gives. However, I will say we were kind of testing this yesterday, and some of you guys in the chat were doing it as well. These 78 plus player picks, yeah, they give good stuff, okay? Like, I feel like you have a higher chance of hitting either an inform or a walkout from these 78 plus picks. That one was better than normal for sure, but like, don't sleep on those, I guess. If you're not hitting anything crazy from the Winter Wildcards crafting upgrades for maybe, you know, a set of 10 or 15 of them, then switch over to the 78 plus player picks. And honestly, what I think I'm going to do is do the craftings until I get the objective done, which I'm not quite there yet. And then I'll probably sprinkle in some 78 plus picks with the crafting grind using the commons and the rares that I have. Also, guys, I know a lot of us have tons of rare golds right now. Just turn in 7 rares into this. I know you only need 3, but to keep the upgrade pack grind going, to get some fodder, I would absolutely turn just rares into this since we have an abundance of those right now. So definitely try out some 78 plus player picks, and I hope you guys get some good luck like we just got right there in that one. Now, yesterday is a part of content as well. We've got an advent calendar going sort of situation here in the store. We saw it 2 days ago where we had a 600 coin advent pack. It was advent 1. And then yesterday in the promo pack section, they dropped a 1.2k pack that was advent 2. This was the first one, right? 2 days ago here, it was 600 coins and it was 81 times 3. That's what the pack gave you. Now, yesterday there was an advent 2. Now, of course, we're starting a trend here, right? We can guess what's going to be happening. Today, we would look for an advent 3. My question would be, since it went from 600 coins to 1.2k on that pack yesterday, are we going to 2.4k pack today? Is that what we're going to be getting as we get a walkout here from our 30 coin pack, which is, well, the guy who's going to be getting an SBC pretty soon? That's actually a sick pull. Our pack luck is cracked at the moment. Great fodder. I'm restocking after finishing the Ronaldinho SBC. That's amazing for a 30 coin pack, but just keep an eye on the store is what I would say. Of course, guys, EA is trying to get us into the store so that we spend coins or spend money on these packs. That's always what it feels like. Even when we have the beloved 10 and 30 coin packs, that is kind of what it feels like they're trying to do, to get us in the store, to get us to spend the money, right? So hold strong and don't do that. But realize that, for 2,000 coins or however many, maybe 3,000 coins, 4,000 coins, if we keep getting these advent packs, like, they are very good value and they are worth opening with your coins because they are so cheap, and the players you're getting out of it are, of course, well and above the value of the price of the pack. So I wanted to mention that because that's something that looks like we have an advent calendar situation going on, and there's some good content there. Also, into some of the news from yesterday, EA announced that they're finally nerfing AI defending. In this post yesterday and in the article they put out with it, they showed some evidence of how AI defenders were going to be basically slower. They're going to have slower reaction times when marking the ball carrier. A lot of people were looking at this clip yesterday and saying, well, there's not that much of a difference. And there's not. But I don't even know if there needs to be that much of a difference for us to actually feel it in game. Like, you guys have seen, and when you watch over here in the before tab, you look at this defender 28 who's kind of man marking the ball. It looks like the exact same situation that we saw a viral clip happen where Charlton was defending. Bobby Charlton, right? Not a great defender, but he was man-marking a player inside of his own box. This was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, and that clip went viral. That was when people were really saying, like, man, AI defending is crazy OP, just look at this. And that was kind of the epitome of what people were seeing in game. Now, if you look at on the after side, you can tell for sure that the marking of the defender is not as fast. But when you kind of compare these side by side, it doesn't look that drastically different. However, this is a huge W change. We're just going to have to wait and see how it feels in game to see if it's enough of a nerf to AI defending. I hope that it is. Playing a lot of people in the last couple of days, just, sitting back, defending with their center attacking mids and not defending with their center backs at all. And this is what should hopefully make people need and have to defend with their center backs, because if you're just not defending with them, they should be easier to dribble around. So this is a good change. It's a very good change. It's what we were asking for 100%. And hopefully it does end up getting implemented in the game very, very well. The question I'm hearing a lot of you guys ask, and it's a very valid question, is when is this going to be released? Well, EA said early January. Of course, right now with the holidays, we wouldn't expect much from them anyway. But, in terms of gameplay upgrades, at least, the content was still going, but that's all scheduled. We're going to talk about some of that today too. This is going to be early January. And I will say, when EA has said early in the months previous to this, like early December, like we got the update in December, like 2 or 3 days after the beginning of the month. So hopefully January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, somewhere in there, we do get this patch. Now, also as a part of this patch, they messed around with Squad Battle's CPU AI, saying that it was too difficult and it was frustrating to play against the Squad Battles after they buffed it. They said that this time they're going to make the CPU AI more focused on moving the ball up the pitch instead of just holding possession, which, sure, that's fine. Make me have more chances to actually take the ball away from more advanced level in Squad Battles. So that's good there. Also, this is going to impact us a good bit. There's going to be a new release hub in Ultimate Team. Looks like it's going to be somewhere in the top left with the L2 button, maybe involved with the L1, R1, the ways that we maneuver about the menus. It's going to be showing us all of the latest details of content that gets released, including SBCs, cards and packs, and objectives. That's a W. Like, to go to one spot in the game to see what was new and what was dropped on any given day is very, very good. And we do love that, because that's one of the mysteries every single day is, like, we go to objectives, then we go to evolutions, then we go to SBCs to try to pick out and figure out what is new. If it was all in one place, at least to kind of tell us and some information on that would be very helpful. The only thing I don't see here is evolutions. I don't see anything here that's mentioning what new evos were potentially dropped. So we'll see how that works, and we'll see how that ends up in game. But the biggest thing for sure, absolutely, is the fact that AI defending will be taking a back seat from where it was, which needed to happen. Huge, huge W there from EA. We'll see how it's implemented. Now, let's talk about the market a bit. As I mentioned in the intro, winter wildcards are a bit of a point of contention right now. These players, they've been moving a lot in price. We've bought some, we've sold some, but in the last day or two, a crazy number of people have been getting banned on the market for buying these cards. Some people even packed them and then listed them up and sold them and got market banned for that. Something is glitched, something is messed up with winter wild cards. It's not just the heroes and icons. It was tweeted out earlier in the day that it was just heroes and icons that were causing people to get market banned for reasons that, of course, were not actually breaking the rules. It was just something to do with these cards that were triggering these market bans. And even more people have come out in the last day saying that they have been banned and coin wiped, losing all their coins because some of them just packed a Winter Wildcards player and then listed up on the market and they got market banned. With this, there's a lot of scared feelings right now about trading with these cards. And personally, I've traded with a few, not a ton, but I've had a few cards in here. We've been safe so far, but I still have a Cordoba that I've been trading with. So I'm kind of leery right now of selling this card because all it takes, it sounds like, is one card that you sell that could end up getting you market banned. So I'm trying to be very careful with that. And honestly, guys, with this news, what I would tell you to do is probably don't risk buying the Winter Wildcards, which sucks because these are the brand new promo cards that we want to use, right? And there's more Winter Wildcards coming on Thursday on Christmas and on Friday with teams 2 and 3. We want to use the new cards. We want to try them out. And if we're feeling scared that we can't because of potentially getting market banned, like, what is EA doing here, man? It's obviously some sort of mistake with the EA banning system, with their price ranges system, and stuff like that. If you were banned, I just made a retweet of this here from RickTH21 on Twitter. And if you were banned, hopefully there is a very easy way to get unbanned because a lot of times when there are wrongful bans in the situation, EA is pretty swift to unban people if you know where to go, right? You want to go to the feedback portal and you want to get yourself an EA help support ticket. So if you look at my Twitter, I literally just posted a tweet of this with some links down below it on how you can get involved here if that is something that you need some help with. So absolutely go ahead and check that out. But the problem with this is EA's on like Christmas holiday right now. How many people are actually working all over the world? Not very many people are, right? Because there's holidays, school is off, right? It's on break. It's that time of year. And same thing with EA. A lot of them are off as well, I would have to imagine. So what are the chances that we get swift responses on some of that? That's going to be the problem. And that's why I think you want to be careful with buying any of these cards and trading with them too much. But again, that sucks because these are new cards that we want to use. So that's a bit of an unfortunate thing right now. And if there are a lot of people scared of buying these cards, well, what's going to happen? I would not be surprised if some of these do start to drop off in value as well. It's just an unfortunate situation that is happening with this at the moment. The prices for most of these cards are doing okay. Like Cruyff is still 720,000 coins. You know, you look at the rest of these teams and most of the cards in here are doing well. You see Valverde's down a little bit. That's probably due to the Llorente. Other players like Pina, Claudia Pina's both versions of her, Rafael Leao, like they're doing fine. You know, they're not really moving that much in price. They're just chilling, but I just would have to say we want to be careful with those cards. Now, for the rest of the market, I think you should be safe. The market's doing okay for trades, whether you're trading with out-of-packs players, icons, heroes. These cards are still moving. I just picked up a Bale on a bid. Guys, once again, I'm going to stress it. Hop on the bids. There are incredible deals out there, and honestly, look at really rare cards too. They don't have to be super expensive cards, but other cards that are like really rare are moving up pretty nicely in price at the moment just because there's not many of them on the market. Like I'm thinking about this Alan Shearer card again. I mean, this dude's 500,000 coins after being 400K the last couple of days, like 400K flat. And now he's up at 500,000 coins there. This Chiellini center back card, again, I'm shouting out some more expensive options, but the market's doing pretty well. There are coins to be made if you're getting on bids, if you're getting on trades, stuff like that. I would not be investing really at the moment, but quick flips I think would be good. However, I do want to put a word of warning out there. Once we get closer to Thursday, closer to Friday, we have some more bigger content upcoming with the season pass, like we're going to talk about in a second. Of course, the Christmas SBCs and everything else that EA might be doing. Of course, 2 new teams coming into packs on Thursday and Friday this week as well. I think you want to be a little more safe when it comes to the market, probably later today into tomorrow. So you could also see this as an opportunity to maybe sell up on a few cards if you're really, really worried about that. But other than that, trading should be pretty good. Want to do a quick mention on fodder as well. GG's if you've been holding your fodder because it's only going up further. I think today, I said Wednesday originally, I think today or tomorrow would be a good day to sell your fodder. 88s are almost 11,000 coins. 87s are almost back to 7K, which is an incredible rise from them being 4.5K on Friday. But I have to imagine that Friday again this weekend, with the weekly rewards and with the supply it's going to be there from store packs, I bet fodder would come back down. So I think you want to get out sooner rather than later on fodder. Lazy list it today. Definitely get out of it by tomorrow. And then, of course, we have Rivals rewards on Thursday with Christmas that will probably impact a few of those prices there. So a little more careful with the market, I think we will be today. But still, don't be too afraid to trade because there still should be some opportunities out there. Now, let's transition into talking about the leaks. And we have plenty of leaks, guys, but there was one that stands out head and shoulders above the rest. Of course, this Thursday, right, we get a new season in FC 26 because this current season that we're on is ending. And I just finished it yesterday, to be completely honest. Maybe the closest I've cut it to finishing a season with only 2 days left to go. There is a good bit of SP that is out right now if that's something you're trying to do too. But so far this year, these season passes have not been worth it. One of the kind of best parts about the new seasons has been these silver icons. Now, we're hoping that the season pass is way better this time around, and there are leaks. Some leaks we're going to look at today that show promising movement in that direction, but these silver icons recently have been very, very nice for Evos, and of course, if you still keep them as silvers, for the silver tournaments. However, the Evos that take them above 74 rated, like for Jarzinho, for Socrates, for this Maradona card that I've seen recently, look really good. And with this new season coming on Thursday, also Christmas Day, we have another list of silver icons that are dropping, including some really big names, but one specific really big name, Ruud Gullit. How is EA making Ruud Gullit 71 rated? Do they not realize that that makes him even better for some of these evolution chains? That means you could put him into 3 evolutions before he would go to a silver card if you're still trying to keep him a silver. He might be one of the lowest rated silver icons, but then you look at these stats. Hold on, let's zoom in really quick on this Gullit. He's got incisive pass plus with all 70 and above stats for a 71 rated card with 84 passing. Holy evolution potential is what I see with this card. I think he might end up being one of the most evoed cards of this year. Even if EA don't have any more evo glitches or anything like that that can turn a silver card into something different. Like all these Evos that we've been doing with Jarzinho and Maradona and people evolving Pele, they still stay as the World Tour Silver Superstar card design, so they don't fit into some Evos, unlike that one Bobby Charlton and Pele Evo glitch that was an EA mistake earlier in the year. Even if they don't allow you to change the card type, all you need is a couple of the chain Evos that are still out right now to make this Ruud Gullit go crazy. And, you know, it's Ruud Gullit, right? Do we need to even say why this would be a very good card to Evo and why this could end up being a very, very scary card that a lot of people could evolve? It's Gullit. He's always insane. Now, of course, with a different playstyle plus, one that his base icon card doesn't even have as a base playstyle, I'm really curious to know what the rest of the playstyles on Gullit are going to be and how many he has. But like, you mean, people are creating cards like this, a 77 rated Maradona with 90 shooting, 89 passing, and 88 dribbling with 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot in those playstyles. What are we going to be able to create with Gullit? I honestly think he might be one of the most evoed cards of the year once we see more evos come out, and even some of the ones that we have. If you get this done really quickly, if you get this Gullit done quick, you'd be able to make a really, really crazy card. So that's one thing. When EA gives out a Gullit and puts out a Gullit card that we always have to pay attention and look at, that's a crazy one. Of course, a lot of other big names upcoming. Mateus, Barnes, Baggio, Lineker. We've got a Haji. We've got a Collier card that looks pretty decent. A Koeman and an Intercept plus Maldini. Here's another crazy one. I think Gullit's the most crazy card out of this release. I think Maldini would be right there with him. You know, a center back, left back with the Intercept plus with good stats for a 73 rated. Being able to evolve him with some of the Evos that we have out right now as well is going to be a very top priority for a lot of people. So that is something that I'm keeping a close watch on, and I do believe is going to be one of the biggest pieces of content upcoming. I saw that leak yesterday, and I was like, man, we got to talk about this because Ruud Gullit fitting into evolutions via a silver card, then getting boosted, that's going to go into people's main teams sooner than you would even think. So that's something that's kind of out there, but we do have some more leaks about the season pass as well. We do have 2 Playstyle Plus players confirmed to be a part of it. Team of your honorable mentions even, Rudy Voller and De Rossi. Now, they're kind of like 1 Playstyle Plus players because Chip Shot Okay, low driven, that's of course great. It's 91 shooting, 90 pace, 87 dribble for the Rudy Voller card right there. And DeRossi, again, ping pass, that's good. Relentless, not as good, but he does have 2 stats at 90 or above. So in the season pass, those are 2 of the cards we have official stats for right now, probably near the end of the pass because they have 2 playstyle pluses. Havertz as well is in this new season pass with finesse plus, 90 dribbling, 89 shooting, and 87 pace and passing. Very, very good card there for Havertz. And this is the full list of players that are coming in the new season pass. Romagnoli is getting a card there. Moise Kean, Vicario from Spurs. Bayern getting another card there with Bischoff, center mid. Those are not official stats, by the way. These are all predicted, of course, but we know that Havertz is going to have the finesse and be 89 rated. So those are the leaks there. I'm sure we'll have more leaks of official stats on players coming in the season pass here pretty soon. But when it comes to leaks, we still have news to talk about that's not even related to winter wildcards. We'll get to winter wildcards in a second, but yesterday was just a wild day of leaks of the season pass and the Time Warp promo. This is maybe the craziest thing of all. The promo that's coming after winter wildcards is already leaked, because EA's going on holiday vacation, right? And as one of the leakers said yesterday, this is happening because EA had to schedule all this content early. Time Warp is a 2-week promo, and it was created in terms of like the leaks, I guess, last week. And now the news is getting out there. We have Garrincha and we have Messi already leaked for a promo team that's probably not going to drop until we get into, it's not going to drop until we get into January. January 2nd is when these cards will be coming into packs, and this promo Time Warp will be starting. But it's leaked yesterday, December 22nd on a Monday, which is insane. But Messi is in, Garrincha is in as well, and ASY Foot Trader says it's a full team of flashbacks. So I mean, that has a little bit of intrigue, at least for me. We'll have to see what ends up happening with this and how the rest of the SBCs go. You think about SBCs in terms of flashbacks, there's always a lot of nostalgia and always a lot of hype that can happen there. Think about icons. You could flashback to a whole different number of things, an earlier time in their career. Man, like there's a lot of potential with this. We'll just have to see how it ends up panning out and what leaks we get for that. That's not really a huge leak that you have to remember right now. It's just like, okay, you know what? Time Warp is the next promo. Stick that at the back of the mind and know that that is coming after Winter Wild Cards. Now, let's get caught back up to speed with what is happening with Winter Wild Cards. And we do have another player SBC leak, as we still have yet to determine who the Santa Hat ? Christmas present SBC is. We know all the other SBCs that are on this Advent player SBC calendar countdown, but we do not know who the Santa Hat is just yet. There's a lot of names that are out there. Ledley King is added to the list of potential SBCs, as he has been leaked as well. So we have Ledley King, we have Essien, we have Diani, and allegedly there's some Jarzinho news out there as well for a Jarzinho icon SBC. That's one of the reasons why I think the market may be cooling down a little bit and player prices dipping a little bit over the next couple of days, because we had some great SBCs coming today, tomorrow, and on Christmas. But even after that, with some of these SBCs probably dropping during Team 2 of Winter Wildcards, that's a pretty big name for Ledley King right there. His base hero card with the Anticipate Plus was a very popular option earlier on in the year. Of course, they definitely need to give him some playstyles. He needs the Intercept for sure, but we'll just have to see how that pans out, because he is a pretty good center back in the game and a card that a lot of people like to use. Defender Plus Plus already in the card as well. Already has block and has the jockey playstyles and a 4-star weak foot. So that's another SBC name to be added to the list. But with all the Winter Wild Cards leaks out there, let's look at what's happening today. Let's get it here. Let's get it into the content that we're expecting for today on Tuesday. Of course, we are 2 days away from Christmas, which means we're looking at the 2 square right there with the Liverpool and the Dortmund badge. We, of course, know who this is going to be. This is going to be Joe Gomez. Speaking of center back / defenders, right back, main position, maybe center back alternate position as he normally does have. Joe Gomez is an SBC expected today with 87 defense, 85 pace, 84 physical, and the Anticipate Plus. this could be a very good card as well for a right back on fullback plus plus, or for a center back. Second Liverpool player SBC of this promo. That one looks very good. Hopefully will be pretty cheap. The other player SBC from today too, if we scroll down, looks like it has potential as well. And that is Emre Can, 86 rated with the Intercept Plus, and he is hulled gang, 80 and above in every single stat category. And I believe Emre Can can play center back too, but his main position is CDM. But Emre Can's always one of those guys who's like kind of meta in game. He's actually a card a lot of people used in the early game of FC26 because he had the Bruiser Playstyle Plus, and he does have center back base position on his card, CDM, and center mid as well. He's got pinged long ball, slide tackle press proven, and the Bruiser, but they're giving him Intercept Plus, so I'm really curious to know what the rest of his playstyles are going to look like for this card. But hopefully, just like Guerrero, he is cheap. Hopefully, the Gomez card is cheap as well, and we can have ourselves a nice day of SBCs today. Other than that, I'm not really expecting a whole lot. Like, today's really a news day, right? With everything that's being talked about in today's video, like the patch and the time warp leaks, the market news with the bans and stuff like that, and the silver icons that are incoming. I'm not thinking at least, a super crazy day of content. Besides the daily double of SBCs that we have, there is one other thing to talk about, and that is some of our favorite upgrade packs today are expiring. Those would be the 85 plus pick and the 80 plus 3 of 10 pick. These are going away today. We don't get to do them, but this 85 plus pick has been one of the best picks or packs of this promo. I really hope that EA bring it back today, because that's where so many people, every single day I'm getting tweeted polls of Cruyff or even Dino. There was like 3 people yesterday that tweeted me Dino from 85 plus picks. If they refresh those today, that would be fantastic. But I would say something is going to replace the 80 plus 3 of 10 today and the 85 plus times 3 player pick as well. Not expecting too much else other than that content, to be completely honest. The new 2 SBCs with Gomez and Emre Can, and whatever upgrade packs that EA give us to replace those player picks. Probably just that today. Of course, evolutions could be on the docket as well, but those will be leaked ahead of content. We have no news about Evos right now that are leaked, but that could change obviously as those leaks do come out pretty soon before we get content on the days that they release. So watch out for any Evo leaks that we could have today. But today's going to be a day to catch up on some games with the tournament, catch up on some games with the Gauntlet, get working towards those rewards. I know some people are starting to save packs for the fact that Team 2 and 3 of Winter Wildcards are going to be coming on Thursday and on Friday, and people like the idea of opening packs while there's 2 Winter Wildcards teams and packs instead of just the one that we have right now. It seems like a better value time, I guess you could say, to be opening some packs. So we'll be watching that very closely. We'll try to be making some coins on this market as well, getting some flips going, but we'll be avoiding the Winter Wildcards, and I will probably try to list up my Cordoba and just sell them so I do not have to worry about it. Man, I would hate for the market to crash on these cards purely because people are scared to trade with them and buy them because they could get market banned. And then on the other hand, you think about so many people that have maybe gotten banned, don't even know they did anything wrong. They did nothing wrong, right? But they don't know there's a feedback portal, or they don't know there's a help center where they can, submit a support ticket and get unbanned. Like, that's the frustrating part, man. Also, keep an eye on this Jonathan Tah. He's now not minimum price, but, his price range minimum has not been downgraded yet. He's still 50,000 coins minimum price on the market. Do I think this card could be worth more than 50K? I do. I packed him. He is very good. But at the same time, I just don't want to hold on to these cards right now. I don't want to buy them. I do not want to get market banned. I don't want any of you guys getting market banned as well. Anyways, that's the video for me today. If you did enjoy it, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions, of course, and subscribe if you are new. We will be streaming today, the last stream before a couple of days off for the holiday. We'll be live here on YouTube and, of course, on Twitch, talking about all the new news and everything else that comes out. And we'll be watching this market very closely, too, with what is transpiring with these Winter Wild Cards on the stream today. If you enjoyed the video, again, drop a thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys at the stream today. Have a great Tuesday. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.